Listen, don't let stopping blushing be your focus of your outcome, because you are a human, and humans, especially fair-skinned humans, they blush and they flush because you have blood in your body and you have a nervous system and you have blood vessels. Those are all really great things to know you are alive. Let's go run an errand and talk about avoidance behaviors. Avoidance behaviors. The long-awaited time has come. It's time to talk about avoidance behaviors. Who is it? Where's Daddy? Dada. That's Dada. Vlog journey of grocery shopping, because that's so exciting, and talk to you along the way, but it was a little crazy out there in the streets, and so the plan got changed a little bit. But here I am, and let's talk about avoidance behaviors. For people who struggle with chronic blushing, flushing, erythrophobia, you fear how you're going to be perceived, you fear the judgment, you fear rejection, and that in and of itself feels like something that's completely intolerable that you would never be able to overcome. The only way, when we have a major fear, the way we overcome, and these are all my experiences, of course, but the way we overcome is by facing that fear. When our body feels really unsafe in a certain environment or with certain people, the only way it learns to be safe again is by being exposed to that place or those people, or new people, because obviously if they're dangerous people, they're going to continue to be dangerous people. The only way our body readjusts to a new reality of not being fearful in certain environments with certain people is by showing up in certain environments with certain people and realizing that your body is safe, that you're safe, and that rewires your brain to let you know that you're safe here. And that's why exposures are so important and so vital. And that's why I talk about when I overcame anxiety, depression, and panic attacks, it's by sitting with the panic attack, the thing that made me feel most afraid, the thing that I was actually running from, that actually healed me from the panic attack. So much so that even when I tried to document it for my book, Pressing Forward, I wanted to document specifically what a panic attack felt like and take the reader through that process step by step, and how I started, what it was like in the middle, and what it was like once it ended. But I never again had a panic attack because I actually wanted to, and I wasn't afraid of it. I was more in a headspace of exploring that instead of being afraid of it. So I say that to say, very similar to erythrophobia, which is a fear, and it's fear of blushing, and how so many people go into avoidance behaviors and patterns because avoidance is just simply you don't want to feel those negative feelings. You don't want to be put in that state of survival. And if you blush in front of people, then you're automatically thrusted into that space of feeling like bad. You know, like, for lack of better words, I don't have anything pretty to say there. You just feel bad, and by nature we are wanting to survive and not feel bad. We want to be comfortable. And so I want to make it clear, when I talk about CBD cream or medications or teas or anything else that can help you move through or help reduce blushing, the ultimate answer is acceptance and moving through it. You have to face it, honestly. And the reason why I look into making products, the reason why I have those avoidance options is because that's what worked for me. I'm not saying that anybody has to do what I did. What my point of getting on here is to let people know they're not alone, and that I understand that I can tell you all day, you just got to face your fears. You got to face your fears. You got to show up, let them see you, get rejected. You're going to be fine. All of those things are true. But I, from my own experience, realized that if somebody would have told me when I was in the thick of my insecurity of feeling like shit. Like my self-worth was out the window. And it was this hidden thing that I had just brought to light with you by talking about it here on YouTube. If somebody would have told me just face it, like it would not have put me in a good place. It would not have put me in a good place. There's a certain way that has to be said. And it's not even so much about somebody telling you to face it. It's that you have to be ready to do that. You can go to a therapist, you can go to a psychiatrist, you can go to a psychologist, and they can walk you through the process, and they can have you speak on how you feel and all of the different things. And I think you should do that. I think you should get professional help always if you're struggling. But I'm simply sharing from my own experience what worked for me and how I overcame erythrophobia. And so much of that had to come through the exposure. And it was by showing up here. But there were a lot of things I did in the meantime. I tried different products. I tanned my skin. I wear high neck shirts. I still wear high neck shirts sometimes because those are my, that's my wardrobe from being in the corporate world for so long. And I may get to a place where I stop doing that. As you can see, I wear t-shirts a lot. And I think I talked about that in another video, that I actually wear t-shirts a lot. And because I want to have more of that exposure of my neck and my chest, which is where I flush. And the more I have shown my skin, the more I don't flush. So it is true that by doing the thing that scares you, being vulnerable, allowing that thing to happen is really the way that you heal. And for me, in my virtual environment, especially at work, because that's where majority of flushing opportunities are going to happen for me from an authoritative place, from what's been told to my body in the past. It's by being in a safe environment with people who are safe for over a year now, and flushing. I've flushed multiple times, and realizing that there was no negative impact because I flushed. So it started to tell my body more and more, you're safe here and you belong here, and there are no consequences for you being you. So that's just been a year. I've been in a professional career, corporate America for 19 years. This has been 1 year in a real safe environment with nice people that really care about me and are kind and want you to speak and let your voice be heard and contribute to the conversation. And so it's been a year of undoing things in my brain and in my body, or teaching it a new way. I don't know if it's undoing it or just teaching something new. I think it's just rewiring new things, new neurons, I guess, to let me know it's okay. So I say that to say, if you really, really, really want to heal, you got to go through it. If you really, really, really want to stop blushing or stop caring so much about blushing, listen, don't let stopping blushing be your focus of your outcome, because you are a human, and humans, especially fair-skinned humans, they blush and they flush because you have blood in your body and you have a nervous system and you have blood vessels. Those are all really great things to know. You are alive. You're alive. I'm alive. So don't focus so much on, I want to stop blushing, and if I don't stop blushing, then I have not had success. Focus on, I don't want to be afraid of blushing. I'm not afraid of blushing. I have self-worth beyond blushing. Those are the things. Because I blush, it does not mean XYZ. That's the reframing. That's where you have to tell yourself a new story. And so healing is only going to come. Back in the day, I used to say healing comes from acceptance. It's not acceptance of the blushing. It's acceptance of you. Healing comes from acceptance of you. Healing comes by showing up with the thing you are so freaking afraid of over and over and over again. However that feels most comfortable to you, however you think you need to do that, that is where your healing comes from. And the avoidance things that we have here on the channel, which, like I said, is tea and CBD creams that I talk about, and all the other products that I've tried, those things are simply to help you get to the next place. Those are kind of the bridge. They're the bridge for people who want to hear about my experience and how I've gotten to this place of confidence and feeling free and not suffering under erythrophobia anymore. This is a very true and real part of my journey, which was avoidance. And avoidance with the mindset of, I'm going to do this for now, but my ultimate goal is healing, or my ultimate goal is getting my self-worth back, or my ultimate goal is being able to show up this way. But I didn't go from suffering from erythrophobia to exposure and I'm free and I'm healed and I don't deal with it anymore. No, I went on a journey. There was a long bridge to cross of going through the process. And for me, a lot of those things had to do with avoidance and avoidance behaviors. And there were days where I could really go hard and show up as myself and just put it all on the line. And there were other days mentally where I'm like, I need a high neck shirt today. I need some avoidance behaviors, because today, for me, I do not want to sit in the pain and the discomfort and the feelings of this stuff. And then I would get back up and I would go again. I'm going fully as myself today. I'm wearing a V-neck shirt today, you know, or whatever it may be, because it was still helping the situation. It was still bringing forth healing in my body. So that is what I wanted to share with you about avoidance and how it is used on my journey, and how it's been used on my journey to get me to a place of exposure and to be able to go through the thing that scares me in order to find healing. All right, I'm gonna go take my groceries in. I'll talk to you all. One more thing, since the timing is here. I realize that a lot of you, especially those of you in the US that celebrate Thanksgiving, are going to probably be in a lot of uncomfortable situations tomorrow, in crowds or maybe around family or friends or people. I wouldn't call them friends, but people who tend to maybe get your fight or flight reaction going, if you know what I mean. And I just want to tell you that tomorrow would be a really great opportunity. Thanksgiving, family gatherings, as the holidays are here, we do more and more of those gatherings. It's a really great time to enter into those exposures if you feel comfortable. It is a great time to practice the things that you've been learning. It's a great time if you're in therapy and your therapist has been talking to you about exposure opportunities. It's just a really great time for that. So I tell you that to say, you got this, you got this, you got this, if you're comfortable. And if tomorrow is Thanksgiving, the gathering is not the time and place for you, and you're just absolutely not doing it, it's okay, you still got it. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and talk to you soon.